This is Loch Venachar. Like many of Scotland's lochs, Venachar was believed to be the home of a strange mythical beast. The Each Uisge, or Waterhorse, was not unique to Loch Venachar, but there is something very curious about this one. There may be physical evidence of its existence. Let me explain. In the autumn of 1800, John Leyden and two companions set out on a tour of the Highlands and Hebrides of Scotland, where he hoped to investigate and record what he described as the decaying traditions of Highland life. His journal from the tour was later published, and it contains a very interesting account of his visit to Loch Venachar. Our guide, he said, informed us that the people of the Vale had been a good deal alarmed by the appearance of that unaccountable being, the Waterhorse, during the spring, which had not been seen since the catastrophe of Corlevan. So, we can see from his journal entry that in the spring of 1800, locals had seen something out on the loch, something they believed to be a water horse. This passage prompts several questions. What exactly had they seen? Where is Corlevan? And what catastrophe happened there? We're about to find out. Here in the north shore of the loch sits the wooded bank of Coilevrun, which means, depending on your Gaelic, the wood of lamentation or the wood of woe. This name clearly was in use as long ago as 1800 and appears in early maps of the area, suggesting the title had been around for a long time. In his book The Enchantment of the Trossachs, Louis Stott claims that at some time in the distant past, a group of children were bathing in the loch near here when they were suddenly seized upon by a water horse, dragged beneath the surface and drowned. Before continuing, it might be helpful to explain what the Each Uisge was and what it wasn't. Often mistaken for the better-known Kelpie, the Each Uisge was considered the fiercest and most dangerous of all the water horses. Where Kelpies lived in rivers and streams, the Each Uisge lived in the sea, in sea lochs and in the larger freshwater lochs, just like this one. A shape-shifting creature, it could transform itself into a horse or pony at will. It even had the ability to transform into a handsome young man when the intended victim would find this form more appealing. If, while in its horse form, anyone foolishly touched or mounted the beast, its skin became instantly adhesive, holding its victim fast as the creature bolted for the deepest part of the loch, dragging its victim with it. Once drowned, the Each Uisge would tear them apart and eat them. An unpredictable creature, it would regularly venture far from its watery home in search of prey, and it would attack solitary victims, human or animal, and would even kill and eat other water horses if the opportunity presented itself. In the case of the Loch Venachar beast, the story recounted by Stott said it killed 15 children in a single day at Coilevrun. A catastrophe indeed. Now, some have suggested that these stories were simply tales told to children as a way of warning them of the dangers of open water, and that is certainly possible. But it doesn't explain the sighting of the spring of 1800. What exactly did the locals see that spring? We may never know, but it seems unlikely that locals familiar with the loch could mistake a large fish or an otter or some other common creature for a water horse. So what did they see? On top of that, there is another very obvious piece of physical evidence that suggests there may have been some truth to the story of Coilevrun. You see, you do not rename an entire forest because of a fairy story. Clearly something happened here, either in the woods or in the nearby loch, which our ancestors felt the need to memorialise by renaming the woods so that their sorrow would be remembered. The Wood of Lamentation remains a stark reminder of some tragedy. We've just forgotten which. So that's us for our first Tales from Scotland. Hope you enjoyed the story. If you want to see how I made the photographs which appear in this video, then pop over to my main channel, which is John McKenna Photography. I'll leave a link in the description. In the meantime, if this is the sort of thing you like, then don't forget to hit subscribe, because there'll be a lot more of these stories coming very soon. And with that, I'm going to leave you, because I've just noticed a beautiful big horse has just appeared down by the loch. I'm just going to go and say hello. Catch you soon. Cheers, bye. Yeah, boy.